in this world. Being human and being wrong. Everyone keeps telling me to grow up fast, and that is so tough. You run my head around it. Your unfair rules, ego tripping to look. We do people know we're in this world. Yeah, we're surviving, get into anything, stay alive. Hating one, making hard, worthless game that never wins. Having the darkness in the end. 何が正しくて何が間違っているんだ。僕はただここで生きてると叫びたいだけ。I have voices going by my true name. I will never give up on this way anymore. Nobody can stop me. This is the way I am. I say did you drop dead, baby? Yeah. So this is the way I am.
Alright, welcome to Hentai Prison. And we're gonna get started with Noah's route. Oh, okay, there you go. I am excited for Noah. And also, we already know this is Sovereign's route, man. I'm actually more excited about Sovereign than Noah, but okay. Who knows?
Yo, お勤めご苦労さん。おい、無視すんじゃねえよ。耳にハンバーグ詰まってんのか？
So,
おう、ボケっとしやがってよ。ほれ。
I hold out my fist, and that's how we say hello around here.
だからなんでてめえが上なんだよ。今日だけだかんな。懲罰お疲れさんと。たくぼーっとしてよ。2週間もぶち込まれちゃ、さすがのてめえも参っちまうか？
I got thrown out from the rehab program. I can't make more games.
マジかてめえ。
ようどうだった ?2 週間の出張は。
I got sacked as soon as I returned.
首？
それがこいつ、まだゲーム作りてえとか抜かしてて。
ああ、ずいぶんお熱だったもんな。だが、懲罰に飛ばされたのだって元はそいつのせいだろ。
It wasn't a game that deserved to be punished.
姉さんの手前言いづれえけどよ。パエロゲはダメだろ。
It was a piece of art.
エロもあった。
It was essential to the question of our existence and significance.
長いこと塀の中にいると、そりゃいろんなやつを見る。心底少年の腐ったようなのもいれば、思わず同情するような事情を抱えてるのもいる。外じゃジッパ人からげに性犯罪者の変態と言われてるんだろうな。そこで止まっちまってる思考をお前さんの作ったゲームが動かせるんなら、それは確かに意義ある作品と言える。
Well, you know, based on how things went at the after story, Isumi's route, well, apparently it's able to do it. You get it, Kukitani-san.
だがプリズンって場所じゃ監視の言うことは絶対だ。感性込めて作ったもので、そいつの出来がどんなに良かったとしても、監視の口からたった一言罰と言われりゃそれまでだ。
Unless you have some source of money. That's considered what happened in Isumi's route. That's unreasonable.
それがプリズンって場所だ。俺たちは罪を犯した受刑者で、奴らはそれを管理する刑務官。理不尽な罰なんてここに勤めた日数より多く見てきた。昔こんなことを言ってる奴がいたよ。 監獄の中に希望があるならそれは看守の手のひらの上ってな。
どういう意味ですか？
言葉通りの意味だ。ここで見つけた希望なんて奴らが手のひら返しただけであっけなく消えちまう。始末の悪いことにはそうやって懲役から希望を積むのが趣味ってようなのもいる。
いますね。てめえヤクザかよみてえな。
Which means our game, Sumari, our game could have been taken away even if it wasn't erotic.
それはないとは言い切れないな。審問会があったろ。前にも言ったが、ありゃ看守にとっちゃ余計な仕事だ。懲役同士の問題がなきゃやらなくて済むんだからな。問題を起こす懲役は嫌われる。難癖つけて飛ばされてた可能性は十分あるだろうな。周りへの見せしめにもな。
These are just assumptions, but they make a lot of sense. Everything can change according to one conscious mood. The game I poured my soul into was confiscated, and they took me out of the rehabilitation program. I understand it was because of its explicit content. It's not like I don't get their reasoning, but I have my reservations. Would the game have been crushed the same way if I had lost at the hearing? If Hentai Deucer ended up leading the game dev team, would he have been forced to shut the project down without a word in edgewise? It might have been allowed to keep going. I've seen enough of how things work here to believe that. The trial was biased, bought out with money and connections, and meant solely for my downfall. I may have been thrown into solitary, but it's not as if I could never get back to the rehabilitation program. I mean, in both routes so far, we saw him go back to first class prisoner if he wanted to. I could put on a show of being a good boy, clinging to the guard's feet like a certain piece of crap. Kusa. If I play the model prisoner again, I should be able to get back my position. But in the end, no matter what I do, I'll still be in the palm of their hands. Even if I pour my heart into making another game and remove the explicit stuff, it could just happen all over again, depending on their mood. I can't escape the situation as long as I'm inside these walls. Kancha. And inmates, there's no changing the balance. Since I got here, my 10-year sentence got bumped up to over 20. They piled up 10 more years on me in such a short time and without any legal procedure. I like how it doesn't really the whole sentence thing doesn't really matter in Isumi's route, but in Taika's route, for some reason they totally forget that Sovereign was raising his score that he was in for 20 years, but I mean he was able to get out in 10 years, but maybe it was because it was some sort of arrangement with Yugao or some shit. I don't know, man. I'm no expert, but there's clearly something wrong here. The system is supposed to prevent personal vendettas driven by individual emotions. And this was solely, it's not the law, but the guards who inflict penalties arbitrarily. I'm not exaggerating when I say it's just pure vigilantism. And if the law can't protect me, this 20-year sentence doesn't mean anything. I wouldn't be surprised if in 20 years my sentence turned into 100 years left to serve. Even if I do my best to suck up to the guards, they can play with my sentence however they please. So I thought about my options when I was in solitary. Rehashing it all now won't change the conclusion. Because the solution is just one word. Jailbreak. Are there any inmates who escaped? Ozawa's eyes widen and he quickly glances around. The guard's attention is elsewhere. Kukitani-san is smoking a cigarette just a moment ago is proof of that. Kukitani-san?
しようとしたやつならいたかもな。
And they failed.
ここから出るのは至難の技だ。なぜだと思う？
Because the walls are high?
そっちは？
俺もっすか？ 監視が見張ってるし、そもそも武装もしてし、あと特別警備隊が強えから。
なるほどな。
Which of us is
ど
right?
っちも外れだ。
Option C
選
then.
択問題じゃねえだろ。
答えは海だ。
Anyway. Umi.
脱獄ってのは案外塀の外に出てからの方が肝心だ。脱獄したと知れればすぐさま指名手配で日本中に報道される。
なあ、ガキの頃テレビで見たかもしんね
だからどこかに身を隠す必要があるんだが、このプリズンにそれができない。
Because we're surrounded by water.
そうだ。近海は24時間見張られてるし、許可のない船舶は接岸できない。
Can't you swim
温
away?
度と距離がありすぎる。とは言っても得意なやつなら不可能じゃないだろう。だがそれも結局無意味に近い。
え。なんですか？
海流だよ。潮の流れでいくつく先が分かっちまうから、消えたと分かればそこで待ち構えてればいい。
やっと陸にたどり着いたと思ったら即プリズンにとんぼ返りっすか。たまんねえな。
まあ大方は海上で捕捉されるのがオチだろう。海の上じゃ身の隠しようもない。海に出てからの秘策があったとしても、そもそも塀を越えること自体容易じゃない。外からの協力に頼れないからな。脱獄なんてこれまで数えきれないほどのやつが考えたろうが、考えれば考えるほど実感としてわかるんだ。プリズンからは逃げ出せない。
実行どころか計画すら立てられねえってわけっすか。
罪人を閉じ込めて逃がさないって意味でプリズンを鉄の処女なんて言ってたのもいる。洒落てるだろ。
おい修一郎、聞いたろ？てめえこれ以上ケーキ伸ばしたくなかったら変な気起こすんじゃねえぞ。
Everyone's a maiden at first.
おい
Even Alcatraz had a share of escapees.
ああそうだ。
な、そのアルカトラーズってのは。
No idea. I just heard other inmates talking about
て
it.
めえよ。
I think it's a soccer team. Soccer team or something.
それほどここを出たいんなら手っ取り早く出る方法を教えようか。
You know what? There's something that bothers me. Who is Kugitani-san actually exchanging goods? I mean, that should have been the first question I'd ask when I heard there's a smuggler here. But how does he get some goods to come in from the mainland and all that sort of thing? Anyway.
の方法あるんすか？
受刑者として真面目にお勤めをする、それが一番の近道だ。
ああ。
And you're not trying to earn it?
俺は真面目さ。看守に黙っていろいろ調達してやってるだろ。
What do you think, Amatsu-kun?
彼の言う通り、脱獄は容易なことではないだろう。
Is it impossible?
そうは思わない。人の作ったものである以上、必ずどこかに穴が生じる。
A crack.
きっと見つけられる。私は穴が大好きだから。
Me too. Wait, I mean... anyway. Right.
たとえプリズンに一遍たりとも隙がなかったとしても、人の方はそうはいかない。
Agree. Everyone has a weak spot.
何を一人でブツブツ言ってるんですか？出てきてたんですね。
Kurabayashi. I bow as soon as I see her face.
何ですか？
The game we worked so hard on is gone.
らしいですね。
You were more dedicated to that game than anyone else.
どの辺でそう見えました？
Sincerely sorry.
煽ってる。
I'm apologizing.
謝罪の才能ないですよ。
Everyone has their own talent. You seem genuinely happy when making that
気
game.
遣いでも配慮でもない。心からの私の思いを伝えますね。めちゃどうでもいい。
You care about my feelings.
日本語が通じない人？
Unless then she truly doesn't care about the game being cancelled. Because only Amatsu-kun, Chisato, and the Kumicho suffered. Oh yeah, Sufferin. I forgot. Sufferin really cared as well. Because she voice acted there. Sufferin and I were truly dedicated to it.
一つ確認しに来たんです。以前の借りはあれで返した。ということでいいですよね。
Yeah, I'm the one who owes you now. Without a doubt. She's done so much for me that I'm the one in debt now. If there's ever something you need my help with in the future, I feel nostalgic hearing her angry voice. I guess after 2 weeks, it's only natural to feel nostalgic about the smallest things.
戻ったか。どうだ、この2週間で少しは反省したか？
I immediately lower my head.
なんだ、本当に反省したのか？
The game we worked so hard on, is gone. You were more He was saying the exact same line. You were more dedicated to that game than anyone else.
無理やりやらせたんだろ。
Sincerely sorry. I feel a stern gaze on top of my head.
当てつけか？
Insinuate.
お前は構成プログラムで作ったゲームのせいで懲罰房に入れられた。あれには私が許可を出していたにもかかわらずだ。だから当てつけにそんなことを言うんだろ。
I'm not.
嘘をつくな。私のせいだと思っていたんだろう。この2週間ずっと。
No.
口では何とでも言える。
I was in charge of the project. Therefore, all responsibilities fall on me.
優等生みたいなことを。
Her words lacked their usual sharpness. Ah, he noticed. The dark circles around her eyes have deepened. She hasn't been sleeping much. Oh, okay. Okay, this is the thing I was curious about her, because they keep mentioning that she has dark circles around her eyes. The order to stop the game must have been a shock to her, affecting her sleep as well. Suddenly, Amatsukun's words crossed my mind. Everyone has a weak spot. I've heard that people who lack sleep tend to accumulate stress easily. Oh, okay. Guys, I'll be sleeping early today, okay? So this will be only for an hour, huh? Okay, only 1 hour. 1 hour today, okay? And I don't know about tomorrow because I need to lock in. I need to lock in and work. Anyway, following that logic, suffering could be easily stress, which would make her mentally unstable. People dealing with such issues often find themselves facing challenges, opportunities to take advantage of.
反省したなら結構だ。今後も優等生で居続けろ。
That's my angle.
あ？
I let my thoughts slip out.
お前、何を急に血迷ったか？
No.
血迷ってるんだよ。人がちょっと甘さを見せたら好きとか。お前たちはすぐそうだ。
You heard something else? I think there's a misunderstanding.
お前にな。
Suffering is visibly flustered. Despite my tongue slipping, things aren't looking too bad. Might as well steer the conversation in my favor.
そういう身勝手な勘違いをした奴がストーカーになり最終的にここに来る。何人も見てきたぞ。お前もその手合いだな。
What if I am?
そうだと言うな。どうせ自分だけは特別だとでも思ってるんだろう。自分のは違う。これは本物。誤解じゃない。そんなのは相手が見えていないバカの。
Oh, they have something going on with these two. Why is the other person looking at her and... Oh, what's going on here? You know what? I don't know what's the deal with Kurobayashi and Noah. I mean, they're the same. Noah and Sophia, okay? She stopped suddenly. Kanchicho.
とにかく罰明けしてすぐ刑務官に舐めた口を聞いたこと報告させてもらうからな。
She lowers her eyes, then quickly turns away and leaves. The conversation ended abruptly before I could turn it into my advantage. If I'm not wrong, something changed in her eyes as soon as she saw Kurobayashi. Now that I think about it, I never saw the two of them together while we were working on the game. Does the Kanchicho hate you?
私が？ありえませんね。
Is that
お
so?
前は随分嫌われているようですね。
By whom?
文脈って知りません？シコレンコ監視長しかいないでしょ。
What? Sovereign is standing in front of me when I sit down for Asagon. She stares at me with sharp eyes. I wonder if she's hungry.
今日と明日の2日間私がお前の監視に当たる。
I get deja vu. May I ask why?
先日の不埒な発言を報告した。 罰明け後も反省が見られないなら刑務官をつけて普段の素行から正す必要があるという判断が下った。
I see.
私に白羽の矢が立った。
Oh,
たまった仕事が片付いたと思った矢先にこれだ。
that's unfortunate.
全部お前のせいなんだよ。担当公弁に数えられたくなかったら黙って飯を食っていろ。
I followed her instructions and started eating. I am being monitored as soon as I get back. Now that I think about it, that's actually pretty convenient. As Gugitani-san said, the greatest obstacle when escaping is Umi. Umi-chan. Anyway, so what's the biggest obstacle before reaching the sea? Kanshu. Sorry, Kanshu. If there were no Kanshu in the facility, crossing the wall wouldn't be that difficult. It's the Kanshu's presence that restricts the inmates' actions. If you're constantly under scrutiny, the difficulty of escaping skyrockets. That's why it's crucial to gain the Kanshu's trust. And the Kanshu's been assigned to me has a weak spot. One that I'll exploit.
なぜ私を見ながら食う？食事に集中しろ。
Yes, ma'am. According to Kurobayashi, suffering hates me. Whether it's true or not, it might not be necessarily a bad thing. Someone once said,
人間の感情というのは大変複雑にできていて、本来抱いている気持ちとは逆の発言をしてしまうことがあるんですね。
A girl from the sex crimes ward said so. Her nickname is Ice. There's never a shortage of women thrown in for stalking, and she seems to be has been the 31st. Wait, what? Not exactly the best source of advice, but okay, whatever. If her theory is correct, then one might even say that suffering likes me.
差し箸をするな。箸はこう持つんだ。
If I can build a trusting relationship, the surveillance is bound to loosen. I could end up being favored and getting a position that allows more freedom. But that's not all.
野菜を先に食え。おい、炭水化物は最後だ。血糖値が上がる。
Thanks for the tips. I'm debating whether I should say Okasan or like my Kanaja. I don't know, the two works. They're so careful about how I eat, the order of food I eat. Anyway, I might be able to use her to escape. Oh, she's still. Oh yeah, she's still even here.
そうか。お前ここだったな。
Why does she say that when they're already down? Yeah? Sorry? What?
二度と来たくなかったのに。
Suffering jumps back as if scalded by hot boiling water. History repeats itself. There's one difference from that day.
構わん。私はここで監視しているから、安全に配慮して作業を続けろ。
Suffering seems to become less overbearing in her use of authority. Clearly, that incident is still affecting her. Keep safe! ご安全に.
ご安全に。
I probably start working too.
よう港、懲罰暮らしで作業内容を忘れちまっちゃおらんだろうな。
I haven't.
よっしゃ行ってみ。
Let's dig that hole.
上出来だ。2週間分働けよ。
Hi! Holding the pickaxe, I start digging. Despite the 2-week break, my body still remembers the movements from all previous experience, even though my stamina has taken a hit. It's much better than sitting in solitary. Sovereign looks puzzled as she watches me dig. Actually, she looks helpless. Despite visiting a few times, she probably doesn't have a good grasp of mine work. Without a good understanding of the operations, she can't casually give instructions or critiques. And let's not forget that incident. Sumari, I'm the one in charge for today. There's no reason not to take advantage of it.
セナマ、そこ滑るぞ。
Oh, it is! Arigato.
ここらは足場が不安定だ。気をつけろよ。
I had to be careful with suffering around. It's time to buckle up and concentrate on the job. You got better at handling the pickaxe.
おかげさまでな。
The lights in the tunnel suddenly go out.
作業中止。
Cease operations! I put down the pickaxe and take a deep breath. My stamina has decreased over these two weeks. If I'm seriously considering an escape, I need to work on it.
おい、停電だよな。
Yes,
大丈夫なのか？
it happens a lot.
ガスが一定の数値を超えるとってやつだろ？危ないんじゃないか？
The power shuts off before the gas levels get out of the safe range. As long as there's no flooding like before, there's no need to panic.
そうだったのか。けど、このままじゃ作業ができないだろう。
We'll disperse the gas to lower the concentration. Like this. I stand both hands to move my body, cutting through the air.
からかってるのか。
Everyone's doing it.
本当だ。
I'm messing with her. However, it isn't entirely pointless. It does help disperse the gas and serves a bit of stretching. But it would be far from enough if we really wanted to lower the concentration. The ventilation fan keeps running, even though the lights are out. That's what takes care of the gas concentration. But
こうか？
she actually does it. She takes the bait. Unsure of what she should do, Sovereign starts mimicking my gestures. That's right. This is fine now. Let's focus on that area. I lead her away, acting perfectly natural. Mind your head! In the darkness, Sovereign directs her light towards the low ceiling. Being out on the open sea, the mine has high humidity, and both soil and rocky areas are considerably moist. While the soil might be manageable, the rocky surfaces are extremely slippery. Sovereign is currently walking on the slippery slope. Now, if you walk down a slope like that with all your attention directed overhead, you're going to slip. Koanzini? Or no, or you know what? I don't know my Japanese. By the time I warn her, I already caught her and stopped her from falling. If I apply pressure on her legs, she should be able to stand. But that won't be enough. I throw mine out too. I can't hold it anymore. I'm falling. That's fine. I have to save the Kanchicho after all. And I slam my head into the minecart for good measure. Oh, he's trying to make her grateful for him or some shit, you know, because he saved her life for the second time.
0720番、おい、無事か？おい。
I did it. No, I overdid it. I put too much power into it. My hands are shaking. I can't breathe.
返事をしろ。聞こえているのか？0720番、しっかりしろ。意識はあるか？どうなんだ？
It hurts. A lot. I can't speak.
0720番、おい、ミナト。ちょっと。くそ、運び出すぞ。どうすればいい？
Damn, man.
やっと出てきたと思ったらまたこれだもんな。
After finishing the treatment, Higuchi-sensei laughs, amazed.
若さってやつかね。あ、それともやっぱり先生が好きだから？冗談か本気か分かりづらい笑い方するんだもんな。
We had a similar conversation before, and I was told to smile, but it doesn't seem fitting this time.
しかし災難だったね。罰明け早々事故なんて。
I was careless.
不注意？ソーニャさんを守ろうとした結果なんだよね。
If I had been more careful, she wouldn't have slipped.
あ、そういうこと。今日の修一郎さんはちょっと真面目だね。
Do I usually joke around?
ふざけてるっていうと語弊があるけど、もうちょっと肩の力が抜けてるような感じはするかな。まあ人間、多少のおふざけも必要だと思うから、どっちの面も見えた方が先生としては安心だけどね。片方だけしか見えない人も少なくないから。
Are there people who mess around all the time?
そうそう、出所したらデートしてくれなんて言ってくるの。それでケーキはって聞いたら無期ですの。
That's a common prison joke. She adjusts her posture slightly and looks at me with a gentle gaze.
事故なんて本当はない方がいいけど、今日のことは修一郎さんに感謝してる。ソーニャさんの一友人としてね。
Thank you.
ソーニャさんもきっと修一郎さんに感謝してるね。
Is that so?
立場上受験者には素直じゃないけど、すごく義理がたいから。
She's grateful. Gratitude plays a significant role in building trust. Things are going according to my keikaku.
修一郎さん、前にもソーニャさんを助けたことがあったよね。ほら、ひどい嵐の日。
I nod, recalling that time when Sovereign wet herself. Thanks for reminding us.
だったらなおさらじゃないかな。感謝どころか、むしろ申し訳ないくらい思ってるかも。
I hadn't thought that far at that time, but that also plays in my favor. At this rate, the day when I gain her trust might not be too far away.
けど、同じようなことが2度も起きるなんて奇妙な偶然もあったものだね。
It's unme.
運命？
Hamatsu-kun said that the coincidences keep happening. It's unme.
なるほど。君のお友達がね。
Unme stay night. Anyway, never mind. Hi.
やっぱり君と話すのは楽しいな。
Higuchi Sensei doesn't inquire further about Sovereign.
じゃあ最後にいつものだ。アメちゃんどっち？
I made the right decision today. To avoid the guards noticing, I quickly swallowed the ame-chan I received. Do you get along with Shikolenko Kanchicho? I asked as I leave.
ソーニャさんが入ってきた頃からの仲だね。私の方が結構先輩。
Was she always like that?
それはちょっと難しい質問かもね。けど、変わらないかな。昔から四六時中真面目な人だった。
Ha! Ha! The next day, I am back at the mine. I feel good. No fever, and the pain is almost gone. I feel Sovereign's gaze upon me. She said she would be watching me for 2 days, so she should be returning to her usual duties by now. I want to close the gap between us, but she's been oddly quiet since this morning. I wonder what's on her mind.
作業中止！
These operations! I put down the pickaxe. Flapping my hands as usual, I approach Sovereign.
ガスか。
Yes, we need to wait for the concentration to decrease.
ずいぶん簡単に上がるんだな。
The coal seam accumulates methane gas. Mining naturally increases the concentration. I try to show off my knowledge, but she doesn't seem to care. She's been like that all day. She sometimes looks like she's about to say something, only to throw its nothing back at me. And the cycle repeats. I guess it's just something that's difficult to bring up. I should create a more comfortable atmosphere for conversation. Ah! I fall on my butt.
おい、どうした？
I slip.
突っ立ってたのに？怪我は？
I'm fine.
そうか。
Okay. I've heard that the minor mistakes or failures can ease the tension and bring liveliness to conversations. But Sovereign's attitude remains the same. Ah! I deliberately take another tumble.
なんでだよ。
I slip.
お前摩擦ないの？
I forgot.
忘れてなくなるものじゃないはずだぞ。なんだ、やっぱりまだ悪いんじゃないか。
Oh, she's starting to be daring. What?
だから昨日のあれが怪我しただろ。私を。
作業再開！ 指差し証拠。
We all check our measurements, the heavy machinery, individual equipment, and current progress.
ご安全に。
ご安全に。
After the greeting, operations promptly resume.
こう毎日力仕事ばっかやってっと焼肉とか食いたくなりません？
なあ、炭ならいくらでもあんのにな。
Shame. There's no meat though. After inspection, we go back to our nest.
棒に戻るぞ。0720番。
Hi. In the end, I missed my chance to talk with Sovereign today. Following her lead, I head back towards my cell. May I ask you something?
いちいち手を挙げなくていい。なんだ？
How long will it be monitoring me?
刑務作業も終わった。独房に戻った時点でしまいだ。
Sumari, it's owatta.
昨日から見ていた限り、お前の素行にさしたる問題は見当たらなかった。今後も妙な気を起こさず、刑期を全うすることだ。そうすれば、いずれは見えてくるものもあるだろう。
Thank you. It looks like I left a good impression. She doesn't fully trust me yet, but I can't rush things either. My sentence is incredibly long. Building these small connections slowly is the way to go. I want to take another step forward, but...
ちょうど作業も終わる時間でしょ。手の空いた囚人でも連れてきて。あら、ソフィーや。
夕顔監視長。
I remember this face. I'll never forget it. Of course he wouldn't forget it after the last route he went from. Anyway. Yugao Hazuki, Kanshicho of the Serious Offenses Ward. The mastermind who took my game away from me, along with Warden Mizashiro.
どこかで見たと思ったら、ゲーム作りの坊やじゃない。また二人でおかしなものでも作っていたのかしら。
0720番の懲罰期間が終わったので、その後の素行に問題がないか監視についていました。
Very serious, Sophie. Very serious.
結果は？
後ほど報告書にまとめますが、反省したと見て良いかと。2日監視した結果です。
2日？お前ずいぶん暇なのね。囚人に言うことを聞かせたいならもっと効果的なやり方があるのに。
Actually, Yuga was right. You know, think about it. She's a Kanshito level guard, but she spends her 2 fucking days just watching the dude, and she manages the entire damn ward, man.
今度お伺いします。
待ってるわ。それからちょうどよかった。ここの片付けやっておいてちょうだい。いらないものが溜まってるのよ。保存期間が過ぎてるものもあるみたいだから処理は任せるわ。
いえ、私はこの後点検と報告書とそれから。
暇なんでしょ。
What a forceful statement. Man, she really gets bullied, man. I feel bad for her. Wait, sorry. I need to check something really quickly. Okay. Let's continue.
わかりました。やっておきます。
Yugao grins at that response, then casually walks away, not even showing a hint of remorse. Please wait. Sophie looks surprised as I interrupt her.
何かしら。
Yugao shows neither surprise nor irritation on her face, just a gaze directed at the man stopping her. Shikolenko Kanshicho is busy monitoring me for good behavior.
それで？
Please, don't bother her with another task right now. She doesn't reply. Her expression doesn't change. Nearly 10 seconds pass in silence. That is super awkward. I can even hear Sophia breathing.
だったらそのお仕事はここまで。いいわね、ソフィーヤ。
はい。
Sorry, but I don't think you have that kind of authority. I feel something push against my neck.
申し訳ございません。
Sovereign is making me bow. She's holding my head low. Too low.
反省したと。ついさっき聞いた気がしていたけれど。
申し訳ございません。まだ己の立場を理解できてないようで、 ずっと一人で懲罰房にこもっていたから。
Man, I feel bad for Sovereign, man. She's such a pushover. She's pushing my head further as if to say, apologize right now. Sincerely sorry.
敬語もしつけた方が良さそうね。
はい、こいつのことは私が責任を持って。
せいぜい頑張ってちょうだいね。
Yugao finally leaves.
まったく、どうして最後までおとなしくしていられない。
I thought she was being unfair.
どう思うと逆らっちゃいけない相手っていうのがいるんだ、世の中には。
I want to earn points with Sovereign, but it looks like I missed the mark on that one. There's one more thing I understand now, though. Yugao doesn't flinch even when confronted by cheeky inmates. She is widely feared by inmates in the serious offenses ward, and I often hear how severe her punishments are for even insubordination. I thought she was just hot-tempered, but she turned out to be quite different. Sovereign was way worse in the beginning. Yugao looks calm, but disinterested in others. Of course, because she doesn't trust anyone else. I guess she sees us as nothing more than insignificant pests. She doesn't get emotional over insects trying to rebel. Rebel. Anyway, if I want to find an opening in the future, I have to figure out a better angle. Gathering this intel made standing against her entirely worthwhile. Within these narrow walls, the more information you have, the more moves you can make. If I want to escape, I should collect as many moves as I can.
いつまでそこにいるつもりだ。
What?
夕顔監視長が言っていたろう。監視は終わりだ。
How about you?
聞いたろう。倉庫整理だ。
I'll help you.
何？
That's a lot for one person.
受刑者は刑務官の奴隷じゃない。刑務作業は受刑者の務めだが、刑務官個人の仕事まで手伝う義務はない。
I blundered in front of Yugao, Kanchicho. I also want to improve your impression on me, and have you write it in your report.
口がうまくなったな。
She takes off her hat and ties her hair.
雑な仕事をするなよ。私の責任になる。
Thank God this is actually... Well, so far it is Sovereign's around. It doesn't even feel like Noah's around at the moment. But you know, it ain't so bad to be in Sovereign's route. Hi! I start working by her side to avoid arousing any suspicion. There are a lot of things in these boxes, mainly office supplies. I can also see some printing paper, ink, and even worn out book covers, and a lot of trash near the bottom.
書類があれば私に回せ。間違っても物品をくすねようなんて考えるなよ。
Hi! It's an easy but very time-consuming task. Should she really be wasting her time on this? Remember, she's a Kanshito level guard. Why don't you delegate this to your subordinates?
時間外労働だ。下に強いるわけにはいかない。
I'm starting to understand why she has those dark circles around her eyes. I feel bad, she really is bullied. Now that I think about it, doing these chores, even supervising me, shouldn't be a conscious job. You're doing a lot.
おべっかはいい。これとこれ、積んどけ。パコルが入ってる。
All the way in. I pile up the boxes she hands me at the back of the storeroom. But as heavy as they are, it's like child's play compared to working in the mine. I lift the second box. I hear something there.
お前の服からな。見せてみろ。これはまた派手に破けたな。
I've been working out.
嬉しそうな顔をするな。まったく。こういうのも私の責任にされかねないんだぞ。
Go, man.
仕方ない。脱げ。
Sure.
待て、下はいい、脱ぐな。上だけだ、破れてるのは。さっき裁縫道具を見かけた。縫ってやる。
Are we sure this isn't Sovereign's route? Oh my god. Holy shit. Oh my god. What the fuck? Holy shit. She's winning points on me, man. What the hell? I thought this was Noah's route. What the hell? Well, we'll find out the thing about Noah and Sovereign soon, I guess. I take my top off as instructed. The bag is wide
この
open.
程度ならすぐだろう。糸はこれでいいか。
She takes off her gloves and starts sewing the gap back up. You're quite skilled.
まあな。
A brief response. Perhaps she's focused on sewing. It's probably best if I stay silent for now.
一度しか言わないからな。
She finally speaks up.
悪かった。
Huh? She continues, focusing on her fingertips.
昨日怪我をさせただろ
I just did what I suspected of me.
う。そんな優等生じゃないだろう。ゲームの件にしてもだ。私が許可を出したもので、お前は罰を受けた。悪かったと思ってる。
About that.
よし、終わった。切ろう。
Man, that's really fast. She throws my uniform back at me. I guess that's the end of the conversation. Does it suit me?
それが似合わない人間になれ。
Yes, ma'am. There's more I want to say about the game, but bringing it up again might sour her mood. I silently watch her as she puts her gloves back on. I notice something. Your hands are red.
ああ、昔から肌が弱くてな。
How unfortunate.
ジメジメした洞窟なんかにいるとこうなるんだよな。
It's better to stay out of dank caves.
まったく。いいか、監視が必要になるような真似、二度とするなよ。
I swear.
お前は無鉄砲が過ぎる。気に障ること何にでも噛みついていたら長生きできない。プリズンでは特にそうだ。
I'll be careful. My efforts over the past 2 days have earned me a bit of trust. Sovereign's nagging doesn't carry malice or hostility. You're worried about me, aren't you?
お前がやらかすたびに私が責任を問われるんだよ。
Her expression is genuine. That's cute. I mean, considering their relationship and the two other routes, they really chill out and be good friends. Although in the Izumi's route, they're kind of like they're kind of in a whatever state, you know, it's amicable. But like in Taiga's route, damn, she really goes hard for him. Even like the promise to go with Senpaku, I still think about that. Anyway, I sit on my bed after coming back from dinner because I was helping Sovereign out. My bathing time wound now shorter than usual, but it was worth it. I still have plenty of things to think about. Even if I gain the trust of a Kanshu, it doesn't mean an instant escape is on the table. First, I need to figure out a plan to escape. Second, I need to consider how to run away after escaping. There might be issues I haven't even considered yet that may come up in the future. I had to go all out.
うんこかい、修一郎。
Not at all.
冗談さ。問題が山積みのようだね。
Yeah, but I like thinking about them.
目的があるのはいいことだ。変わらない日々に推進力を与えてくれる。
I'm thinking about what to do next.
難題だな。だがそろそろ消灯時間だよ、修一郎。
I'll continue tomorrow then.
ああ。シコレンコ監視長がいるようなら、寝る前の挨拶をしておいたらどうだ？
Good idea. What a gentleman. I glance around as I leave the cell. Just as I thought she might have gone home already, I spot her. As I go towards her to thank her for the past 2 days, I stop.
何度同じことを聞く気だ。
She's in a very bad mood. I look around, wondering about who's causing her trouble. I know that face. She's about to explode. The other inmates are minding their own business, hiding in their cells. She's going to punch her. I wonder what happened.
どう思う？
150 squats.
私はプランク15分。
消灯時間だ。これ以上の問答はしない。郷に戻れ。寝る準備をしろ。
Sovereign turns her back to Kurobayashi and continues barking the same orders.
C だったか。
Option C. Now is not the right time to start a conversation. As I turn to leave, Kurabayashi is still standing there. Her hands are slightly shaking. I notice something. Her hands are red. Wait a second. I noticed something. I was just looking at both their eyes just now. They look similar. Are they half sisters or something? I don't know why. There's this just I had this weird feeling just now. I don't know where that come from. It's just an intuition thing, okay? No way. Wait, no way. No, maybe I'm just imagining. Maybe I'm imagining, okay? Asagohan is pretty simple today. Rice, miso shiru, natto, and pickles. Oh, someone hates natto, by the way. Sovereign's not here, so I can enjoy stabbing everything I want with my chopsticks. Cut to think of it, I still have no idea what happened between Sovereign and Kurabayashi last night. I should ask Kitani-san.
どうも。
Kurabayashi sits across the table. Ohayo.
おはようございます。
血色
The day starts with Officer Yamagishi's loud voice.
2日間、監視長と一緒だったらしいですね。
Yeah, she's been monitoring me.
変わった様子はありませんでしたか？
She seems softer than usual.
詳しく。
Before I quickly get punished or my score would go up, none of that happened this time. Probably because we became friends.
短絡的ですね。
What else could it be?
監視長はお前が問題を起こさないよう監視していたわけでしょ。それが罰など与えたらどうなりますか？
It would mean that I caused trouble.
です。つまり、そこに問題はなかったと報告するため、罰を与えず相関係数も上げなかった。
I see. Whether it's true or not, this logic makes sense.
それより私のことは何か話していませんでしたか？
We didn't.
そうですか。
She looks concerned about Sovereign. Now's the time. I'll ask directly. I heard you and the Kanchicho arguing last night. What happened?
ゴキブリが出たんですよ。
A gokiburi.
私の棒にカサカサカサっと。気味が悪いから場所を変えてとお願いしたらあの結果です。
They even come out in this season. That was not worth asking. You don't like gokiburi?
当然です。得意なやつはいますか？
Rebug.
いましたね。通りすがりの相手の体に虫をつけて興奮してたファミコフィリアの変態ですっけ？
今呼ばれた気がするわ。
呼んでません。
虫の知らせだと思ったんだけどな。
うっそ。私はあんなんとは違います。何が虫ですか？気持ち悪い。見てるだけでアレルギーが出そうです。
Hearing that, I take a look at her hands. The rash she had yesterday is gone. It looked a lot like the rash Sovereign had on her hand. Oh man, the feeling is there, man, that they might actually be related or something. I don't know, man. Are you related to the Kanchicho?
は？
She glares at me.
何ですか？やぶから棒に。
The Kanchicho had a similar rash, so I thought you might be related.
短絡的かつ単細胞。それじゃあプリズンのそこかしこにいるハゲ野郎は全部お前の兄弟ですか？
Yodai?
悪いけど人違いだぜ。見つかるといいな。
Another bald guy. I guess not.
そういうことですよ。一つ共通項があるからそれで即兄弟姉妹？アホらしい。
One of cousins. I mean, he asked siblings, but he didn't ask. Wait, he did word it as related, or it might be different in Japanese. I don't know, man.
こっちのハゲとは穴兄弟だったりするけど。
聞いてません。
The Anakyodai choke doesn't sit well, and the bald guy gets taken away by Officer Yamagishi.
無駄口が過ぎましたね。
Looks like it. After that, we all go back to our Asagohan silently. I want to ask for more information about Sovereign, but I guess I'll do that another time. My job is done for today.
初めての地下はどうだった？侵入。
きつすぎる。なんで俺がこんなとこに。
Due to this morning's incident, Sakabaldi gets set on the ground. He keeps repeating, no hair, no pubes, all day. He really doesn't have any. Yeah, some dudes are like that, man. They just don't have any hair anywhere. What the hell? In here, the smallest remark can determine your fate. I had to watch my mouth. I hear a voice from outside the ward. Kurebayashi.
なんとかって名前の監視にお前を呼んでこいと言われました。ついてこい。
Wakata. I don't remember doing anything worth calling me over, but it is what it is. I'm probably walking to the lion's den. I follow her, hoping it's not too serious. We arrive at the laundry room. I feel nostalgic about this place. A guard is waiting for us. How can I help you? I often hear from the other inmates that she looks like she'd do you for cheap, but she turns away without answering. What's going on?
監視が呼んでいるというのは嘘です。
I see. But her being here wasn't a lie. Kurebayashi wouldn't bring me here without permission.
縁あって、彼女とは仲良くさせてもらってるんです。
She anticipates my question and briefly explains.
用があるのは私です。個人的に話があってお前に来てもらいました。
And what's that?
前にこの工場で一緒に働いていたことがあったじゃないですか。覚えてます？
I remember. Hanamaru Rin and her goons came for us, and we fought back.
しましたね。この辺りで。その過程で何度かやったじゃないですか。キスみたいなこと。
What is the what thinking, man? With a plastic board between us. She nods.
こんな場所だから今まで誰にも話してなかったんですけど、毎晩思い出してしまうんです。横になると。
Bro, I think about her involvement in the other rounds, man. Kissing me? She nods again.
ずっと忘れられませんでした。
By the way, there's something. This must be a dream. There's no way things are this easy.
お前が懲罰に行っている間は特に気が気じゃなかった。大丈夫なのかって自分のせいかもって。
I see.
でもお前は憎まれ口の一つも叩かず、また私と話してくれた。
Of course, none of this was your fault. She's avoiding eye contact with me. There's no indication of rejection in her eyes. They seem full of promising intentions. I never would have thought you were worrying so much.
私、昔から思いを伝えるのが苦手なところがあって。
Even during the game development?
はい。
She's almost
お
whispering.
前がそばに来るたび、心臓が飛び出しそうでした。お前はゲームで、私のことなんて気にもかけてなかったみたいですけど。
Bruh, we already went through Hanamaru Rin. Something feels sus about this, man. That is the only thing in my mind.
まあ、なんでしょう。そういうひたむきなところも、正直悪くないというか、ですけど。
These awkward sentences are very out of character for her. That alone conveys her sincerity. I don't know how to interpret. No, I'm more suspicious rather than like cover it up as sincerity. I don't know, man. Maybe it's just me. Maybe because we've been through a lot at this point.
難しいですね。言葉で思いを示すのは。
Then let action speak.
行動で示してもいいですか？
Sure. She lets out a shy smile. I can't help but be captivated by that expression.
では、目閉じてもらえますか？
No need for crude words. I close my eyes in silence. I hear footsteps. Hanamaru Rin deceive and belittled me with a kiss. Kusumari fucked me over with her Ginzamenao password. During a time when I hated the very idea of a kiss, Kurebayashi kissed me on the board in that board. I find hope in that kiss. If anyone can be trusted, it's her. She helped with the game too. The footsteps stop. Kurebayashi caresses my neck.
対戦よろしくお願いします。
I kiss the floor. What just happened? I immediately try to assess the situation. My whole body aches. I can't move my hands. There is a cold, sharp thing in my neck. What the hell is going on? This can only mean one thing.
お前を組み伏せています。抵抗したら刺す。
What the hell is going on? I was right to be sus about it, but I didn't expect it would be this bad. Who would have thought that a simple kiss would lead to such a situation? Why? A sharp pain runs through my arm.
人の話が聞けませんか？喋るなと言ったでしょ。
I didn't say anything. She ignores me. Why did things escalate so suddenly? I can't think of a good reason. There's no way she could pull off something like this without the guards noticing. The guard that was here moments ago is gone?
仲がいいと言ったでしょ。
I don't know. I didn't know they got along that well. I'm trying to gain Sovereign's trust, but it looks like Kobayashi is already far ahead.
質問に答えてください。どうして私とソフィア・シコレンコが姉妹だと思った？
I knew it. They are actually related. They are actually related. I knew it. I get it. The remark I made this morning is the reason behind all this.
答えなさい。
Just like I said, you both have similar rashes in your hands.
それだけですか。
That's all. I feel the pressure in her hand holding this weapon.
人間はドライバーで殺せます。口や目玉を狙うのは誰でも考えつくことでしょう。でもそんなことをしなくてもいい。体重を乗せさえすればどんなに非力な人間だって首の皮くらい貫ける。そんなに深い位置じゃない。こいつを奥までぶっ刺せば確実に神経系に傷がつく。申し訳ないんですがあいにくとその辺のことは専門外です。だから私は適当に刺す。運が良ければ生きていられるかもしれない。体の感覚がなくなる。首から下が動かなくなる。
She presses the weapon against my skin as if checking its texture.
質問に答えてください。どうして私とソフィア・シコレンコが姉妹だと思った？
The rash on your hand. I don't change my answer. She maintains a strong grip on her wrist, unthrobbing from the pressure.
嫌に落ち着いている。バカ面さらして実は想定してました。
You caught me completely by surprise.
キスをしてもらえると。
I thought you'd kiss me. She evaluates the situation.
計画の邪魔になりかねない不確定要素はたとえどんなに小さいものでも排除しなくてはなりません。
What Keikaku? What the fuck? Which Keikaku? What? A Keikaku. I have no idea what she's talking about. But I'm caught in the dilemma because of that Keikaku.
お前は短絡的かつ単細胞です。プリズンでの振る舞いだって愚かとしか言いようがない。ですが花丸凛に一泡吹かせてエロデューサーを懲罰棒に追いやった。私はお前を侮らない。危険因子は必ず潰す。
You're gonna kill me here?
殺さない。脅しを真に受けたんですか？死人が出たらいかに監視と仲が良くてもごまかせない。
She moves the screwdriver away from my neck. The thin blade is inches away from my eyes. She could gouge them with the slightest wrist
お
movement.
前は凶器を不正に持ち出し私に害をなそうとした。動機はゲーム制作失敗の恨み。第一発見者の監視もそう証言するでしょう。
I don't resent
そ
you.
の罪でお前は再び懲罰棒に飛ばされる。次は2週間ではきっと済まない。
She's not listening to me.
仲のいい監視はあれ一人だけじゃないですよ。私の目はどこにでもある。だからまかり間違っても私とソフィア・シコレンコの関係を他言しようなどと考えないことです。
She meant Sovereign again. As I thought, she's worried about her relationship with Sovereign. It seems I took a shot in the dark and hit. You're her Imoto. She doesn't answer. And your plan has something to do with her. No answer. I could help you.
お前が
She answers. I spot a crack in her guard slip into. I turn my head at full speed. If she didn't need help, she wouldn't react. Meaning, she needs my help. Whether it's something simple or creative, I can help. I have my own agenda. I can't afford any more punishments if I want to escape. You need help with your plan, right?
お前は目立つ。リスクを負って引き込むほどの価値があるとは思えない。
I won't stand out. If I have a clear goal, I'll endure any pain or humiliation. I foiled Hanamaru Rin. I won an award. I beat that hentai deucer too. I approach without fear for the blade at my eye. I'll definitely be useful.
そうだとしても信用できない。
You were a great help with the game. What if I say I want to repay you for that?
ありません。義理人情で他人を信用できるほどお人よしに見えますか？
That logic doesn't work on
お
her.
前は私の秘密を知った。そんな奴をのうのうとそばに置いてはおけません。
I could threaten her with that secret. No, that would only shorten my lifespan. I only have one card left to play. I should use it. I'm planning to escape. It worked. Now you know my secret.
出任せでないという証拠は
I'm cozying up with a constable to use her for my escape. I need to get away from their control. I can't create anything meaningful inside this prison.
脱獄の方法は
I'm still thinking about it.
役立つ男が聞いて呆れますね。
The pain in my arm goes
対
away.
戦ありがとうございました。
She puts the screwdriver away.
そこまで言うなら借りを返してもらいましょうか。
I am really surprised that they really are siblings. Maybe half siblings or something. But I was on the money. I don't know. The moment I was looking at their eyes, I was like, wait a second. There's only a few people with the same eye color. And the thing clicked when they talked about the rash. So it was also something that would click for Minato. So I guess, you know, them being side by side and them talking about the rash, it worked, you know. I think that was intended, like them standing side by side with the same eye color. I was like, wait a second, there aren't too many people with that eye color, and they both have it. And then Minato describes about that's the same rash as Shikolenko Kanchicho and shit. And I was like, oh, do you trust me?
共犯者として互いに秘密を握っていれば裏切ることはできませんから。
That makes sense. Shortly after entering the facility, Kurabayashi and I cooperated to expose Hanamaru Rin's schemes. And here we are forming a new alliance in this place. It must be destiny. If you want, Unme.
お前が察している通り、ソフィーア・シコレンコは私の姉です。
Man. Okay, the plot thickens, man. The plot thickens. And now what are we gonna do with that information? Why hide it?
刑務官と受刑者に血縁があると知れたらどうなります？妙な疑いを持つ連中が出てくるでしょう。
Sounds likely.
ことによっては別の刑務所に移送されるかもしれません。そうなったら計画が台無しです。
So her keikaku is basically to be wherever her Nesan is. Right, it's not about suffering. I must ask, what's your keikaku then?
脱獄します。
She continues.
姉を連れて。
Got it. I swear I'll cooperate. Wait, this is already 1 hour. But I want to continue until like a special CG involving suffering because I need a thumbnail. That's my reason. The next day. Having a new accomplice is a big step towards my escape. Daily activities resume. I spend the day swinging my tools underground. I wonder what kind of plan Kurabayashi's thinking about. She hasn't told me much about it yet. I must talk to her after I'm done with work.
地下労働がきつすぎて起きたら髪が全部抜けちまってたよ。
いいじゃねえかライトいらずで。
Okay, let's focus on the task at hand. I can't afford to get another injury.
0720番。
Hi?
来い。移動だ。
She's Kurabayashi's friend. Oh, that explains why Kurabayashi is working on the shipyard. That explains why. I was wondering why she's working there. I've never been here before. It looks very different from the other places I've been assigned to. There usually is a tense atmosphere all over the facility. There's something I became sensitive to after being locked up in here. Inmates' heavy breathing, the smells, the stern gaze of the guards, and their intimidating footsteps all build up that tension. But that atmosphere in here feels lighter.
0720番です。
The guard looks at me with tired, narrow eyes.
0721番。この坊主頭で間違いない？
The inmate standing behind her answers without a glance.
合ってます。船舶整備の経験があるんですよね。
I do. Well, that's new. At least he knows the
共
way
犯者
along.
はそばにいた方が都合がいいでしょう。
True. I follow her, whispering. The guard is focused on her computer and doesn't pay attention to us. How did you manage to get me here?
ちょうど人手が足りなくなったんです。今朝方一人懲罰食らって飛ばされて。
Lucky timing.
タイミングが良かったわけです。
A coincidence?
偶然。
Just goozing, huh? You're also friends with the kanshu around here.
まあ、
It does seem to be that way. What did you say about ships
こ
earlier?
こは造船工場なんです。
You build ships?
作りません。ここでやるのは基本的に民間の小型船舶の点検。
Looks
お前
difficult.
もやるんですよ。
Me?
経験があるんでしょ。
I have not.
知ってます。いきなり実作業やれなんて言いませんから安心してください。
That's a relief.
点検作業は慣れた連中がやりますから。
Okay.
お前が監督してください。
Okay. This is sudden. To be honest, I don't know a thing about boats. Even if I want to ask Kotobayashi about it, she's busy supervising another team, and I can't interrupt her. Even if I could, relying on her in this situation wouldn't be wise. Although it's very clear that I'm completely unqualified here. I just told her that I could be useful yesterday. I can't have her think I'm incompetent so soon. The inmates I'm supervising all look very familiar with this.
機関室見ていくぞ。
The guy with the snake-like eyes looks to be the most experienced. Wait, what the hell is Kusumori doing here? She's been working in the shipyard? I've seen that face somewhere. She switches jaws a lot. She seems easy to manage, but she might be gone again tomorrow. How should I approach this? I must be careful not to make anybody suspicious of me. I should start by observing quietly, but... Is that how you always do it? Let's try a proactive approach.
ああ、そうだが。あんたあのドローンのお墨付きだろ。そんなことも知らねえのか。
I do. I just don't usually go by the same order.
せえな。
I don't recall you doing so.
めんどくせえ。自分の知ってるのと違う？
He looks bad. I can't blame him. It's only natural to be annoyed if a guy who just got assigned here starts bossing you around. But I can't let this slide. Even the smallest of arguments can escalate here. If I overlook a problem now, it might come back and bite me in the ass later. I'm not asking you to adapt. There's a proper way to deal with every situation. Building good relationships with the kanshu is important, but there are more inmates than kanshus inside these walls. If I want to escape, it's best to win all the allies I can while making as few enemies as possible. That applies to prisoners and kanshu alike. I need to navigate this situation skillfully. I'm the supervisor on paper, but I'm the most junior here. I want you to let me watch and learn for now. I show a respectful attitude while making it clear that I won't be taken lightly.
とっとと覚えろよ。くせえのは好きだが、とろくせえのは嫌いだ。
Dio Snake returns to his task. I managed to create a pretext for observing without revealing my ignorance. Doing that also prevents me from getting annoyed comments about me watching them. I barely know anything about ships. I don't even know what kind of fuel they need. I always thought they ran on oil. Kotobayashi said that these are small ones, so they could be working with diesel. And I guess in this season, kerosene might be a good option. But we consider the compatibility in marine life. Cooking oil might be the best option yet. Hinako often says that camellia oil can be used for anything. It can be used for anything. maybe it would work on the boat.
不燃剤よし、燃料油漏洩なし。
引火性ガス発生なし、火災爆発の危険性なし。
The other inmates proceed with their inspection. Any risk of flooding or capsizing. Any issues with equipment, pumps, and hoses. Our navigation lights, life-saving equipment, and fire equipment in place, along with the emergency signal flare. Even though it's only prison work, they're being very thorough. Or is it because it's prison work that they're being so meticulous? I deliberately move closer, observing from behind. That's right, just like that. I am faking and understanding what's going on, tilting my head at each of their movements. It must be very annoying for them. Oh, you like doing it that way. It's bound to make them self-conscious about their methods. No, I'm just trying to learn your methods.
いちいち口に出すんじゃねえよ。気がちんだろ。
Sorry about that. I'm used to speaking out loud about everything that comes to mind during work. Kusumari and Bio Snake reluctantly return to their tasks. The feeling of being watched and being assessed is growing in them. That sensation of being inferior while being someone's surveillance. It's a technique that guards use every day. Whether it's during meals, showers, or work, they always monitor and intimidate us. Through this repetition, we unconsciously internalize the hierarchy. Those watching are on top, and those being watched are underneath. The method is effective. Borrowing it like this, I appreciate its power. Once they're used to it, inmates in Kanshu each develop their sense of what to do to survive behind bars. I may not enjoy this approach, but I'll steal what I steal and use what I can. There's no room for moral judgment. If it helps with my escape, that's all that matters.
おっとぞ、監督さんよ。
Alright, let me see. Taking their place, I verify if everything is in order. Of course, I have no idea if it is. Okay. I nod as if I do. I drag my head across pumps and hoses, nodding in navigation lights and fire equipment. It's all about the act. As long as I look confident, I can blow smoke. I squint my eyes and gaze at the light jacket. Not looking at anything in particular. I just make it look like I do. I notice a string dangling from the jacket. What's this? Acting as if there was some kind of issue, I pull on the string. Ah! The jacket suddenly inflates. Ah. That string is for manually inflating the jacket. Lesson learned. This is bad. The other inmates look confused. They wonder why I blew up the jacket. I should deflate it, but I don't know how. Even if I do, that won't deflate their suspicions.
くせえな、気がくせえ。本当に船のこと知ってんのか？
He's doubting me. That's not good. I can't let him expose me.
私、あの人と親しいんですけど、船のことなんて今まで何も。
Don't you get it? I can't pull out now. Don't you understand why I did it? I had to shoot first.
意味だ？無意味にガス使って膨らましただけだろ。
Oh. You don't get it. Answer. Kotaira, anyone? Please, someone say something. I need someone to overanalyze and give me a good reason I can use. No one? I lift the jacket, but no one reacts. Well, that's how it is. I'll go with the one avoiding eye contact. Kusumari! You should know. Why don't you? The reason is, Ryu wa...
理由はだってライフジャケットとかあるかないかの確認しかしないから。
Eureka. That's it. Exactly. I say confidently. This is what happens when you don't check the jackets themselves. I try to say something plausible. After a moment of silence, B.O. Snake looks surprised.
まさかセンサーが赤だったのか？
This guy's good at faking till you make it, man. This guy's gonna make it fucking Suichiro. That's right. They get agitated. Apparently red is bad news. The guards double check your work, don't they?
このままだとやばかった。悪い。きなくせえなんてしゃらくせえこと言っちまって。
That's okay. I'm the one who made it sound like a test. Everything else was fine. You guys are better than the people on the outside. They all look relieved. Kusumari! Thanks for answering my question. I suddenly remember Izumi, man. Thank God, she's easy to manipulate. Which is also true in Izumi's route. Fix this for me. I hand her the jacket. That was risky, but I managed to get through. I'm done.
終わってない。ただの休憩時間です。
Oh, what the? Anyway. That's right. Except for the mine, the workshops have a designated break time.
見てました。どうかと思うところはありましたけど、結果的に問題はなかったようなので、一応は及第点です。
I might be a natural.
ないです。あるとしたら詐欺師の才能。
I need you to send me a gift card.
遅。
Bro, did you redeem? Did he redeem? No, she did not redeem.
この程度応じてもらって当然です。こんなことで馬脚を表すような相手と共犯なんて私ごめんですから。
You were testing me?
そうとも言えます。実作業ができない以上、どっちみち監督やるしかないわけですけど。
That's true. Han, I take up my hand and she hands me a small bag of candy.
今の時間に食べてしまってください。
I get the passing grade for now.
袋ごと食えとは言ってないんですけどね。
It's not very good.
でしょうね。
I take the candy out of the bag and stuff my cheeks with it. My.
よかったね。
Why do you have this?
そんな質問でいいんですか？
She throws a question back at
聞
me.
きたいのなら答えます。ただ、こういう場所ですから、監視が来たら話せなくなることもあります。それでもお前が聞き出したいのは、美味しい飴の出所ですか？
I'm being tested again. If Kanshi were likely to show up, she wouldn't have given me the ame at all. But that's not the point. This is about analyzing the situation. I have to set priorities in the questions I ask when speaking time is limited. She's right. I can't say for sure that the Kanshi won't come. If they come, I'll have to swallow the whole bag and get down on my knees and feign repentance for my sins. If I want to escape, that kind of quick thinking is essential. What should I ask? There's so many questions, so many things I want to ask her. I need to prioritize. Now is not about the ame. Asking for information about Sovereign or her motivations for escape can wait. What I need to ask now is, how did you get on such good terms with the guard, Akanshu? Ultimately, my biggest obstacle is the Kanshu. Having a relationship with them could make or break my plan. Keikaku. If there is a way to get close to them quickly, I should know about it. She looks at me silently.
あのエロデューサーも監視とは随分仲が良かったですね。
Yeah, that guy really gave me a hard time while making the game. His fame and money outside the walls allow him to toy with Akanshu easily. Bribery? She looks around and nods quietly.
仲良くなるのにこれより分かりやすい手はないでしょう。
I never thought of that. Well, considering that we came from Isumi's route, of course he's very good at bribery at that point. But in this route, he's learning it again.
仕方ないですよ。飼いならすには富や名声が必要です。
Oh yeah.
どっちもない。
Oh yeah. No one had mentioned in the previous route that she had like at least 12 million yen easily or some shit, or like she had a lot of money. Wait, 12 million yen isn't a lot, but like maybe it is for her. I don't know. That's rude.
事実を言われて口が悪いと思うなら、それはお前の素行が悪いからです。
It might be true. Are you using the same bribe as he did?
あれと同類に思われるのは心外ですけど、まあ基本は同じです。
Are there many Kanshu who want to be idols?
監視だってずっと塀の中にいると輝きたくなるんでしょう。
They should start a band.
いいですね。CKB48 とかって。代表曲はペペローテーション。
Huh?
入れそうです。
She's judging me. Crazy Bayashi, huh? She's judging me a lot.
アイドルの話なんざどうだっていいんですよ。
But isn't that how you get the can shoot on your
し
side?
てない。お前、本気でアイドルがどうのとかほざいていたんじゃないでしょうね。
I did.
頭悪い。脳みそ5個ついてんのか。
Looks like she's not using the idol card, which means she's bribing them with money. Okay. I didn't know you were rich.
困らない程度には、塀の外に出てからだって先立つものは必要でしょ。
Makes sense. Even if I manage to escape, I'll end up on the wanted list. I'm going to need Okane to get further away and more money to obscure my identity. Problem is, I'm broke. While money isn't everything, it has too much impact on my potential success to be ignored. If I'm serious about escaping, I can't ignore what will happen in the aftermath. What should I do?
そろそろ時間ですよ。
The ame completely melts on my tongue. To leave no evidence, I swallow the packaging too. It tastes bad, so next time I'll swallow it first.
さっきうまくいったからって気を抜かないでくださいね。
Thanks for the warning. I'll be careful.
まあ、よほどのことがない限り、ここの人間は揉め事なんて起こさないでしょうけど。
Why?
どうしてでしょうね。ヒントは最初の質問です。お前が今飲み込んだものは一体どこから出てきたのか。
The ame. It can't be magic. There must be a trick. It's over for dudes in Umineko. You have to pick trick instead of the magic ending. Anyway, where does she get that ame?
さて、作業再開です。余計なことを考えて下手打たないでくださいね。
Unlike the mine, the shipyard is close enough to the cafeteria to use it at lunch. The portions are smaller than the miner's lunchbox, but at least here, you get to eat in a normal environment. They even have hot soups. At lunchtime at the mine too. I wonder if they're doing okay.
答えは出ましたか？
Kurabayashi sits next to me. We're about to get the signal to eat. In the answer, she's talking about that ame. It's not the first time I got some. I lower my voice. Higuchi-sensei gives me candy, ame, at my checkups too. I'm probably not the only one she does it with.
それで？
You took some from her and gave them to me, right?
違うが。
Okay, then they were in the ship.
じゃないんですよ。
Am I wrong?
根拠は？
You did say that unless something drastic happens, people here won't cause you any trouble. Most likely because they don't want to be sent elsewhere.
それで？
And that's because they don't want to be sent away from the ships. And that's because there are ame in them. In this environment, ame holds significant values. Wait, ame's candy. Sweets hold significant values. It's not unusual to see people gamble and fight over dessert when we get some for dinner. How did I do?
60点。
Out of 60?
そんな都合のいい話はない。100点満点です。だいたいそこまで考えておいて、なんで最初に強制移管が出てくんですか？
I was curious if she was giving ame to other people too.
お前のアホさって独特ですよね。頭わいせつ棒って感じ。
My body's lewd too. She ignored that. So, yes or no?
知りません。検診を受けてないので。
Oh, that's interesting. You
あ
haven't?
の強制移管は虫が好かない。
I'm surprised. In this facility, Higuchi-sensei is about the only one who's on the prisoner's side. I think I know the reason though. Remember that Higuchi-sensei is friends with Sovereign, and in another route, she mentioned that her idol is her older sister, right? Watkins. Anyway, in Taika's route. That was in Taika's route when they were talking about the idol thing. Anyway, How could she dislike her?
話を戻しましょう。お前に渡したものは船の中にあった。これは正解。それがあるから囚人たちは別の工場に行きたくない。まあまあ正解。
No, not entirely. She tilts her bowl. I sip mine the same way. A Kanshu walks by behind us. After a pause, she continues.
中にあるのが甘いお菓子だけではないからです。
Savory snacks
酸っ
too.
ぱいお菓子もあるかもしれませんね。
Could there be things other than snacks?
あります。例えばアルコール飲料、例えば紙巻き。ご丁寧にセットでライターが入っていたこともありましたね。
Wait, what if this also explains where our guy gets his smuggled goods? Although, I don't think it's... Well, no, he does smoke, but I haven't seen anyone with alcohol.
プ
Really?
リズンに回される船は大まかには片付けられてきますけど、外の業者の仕事ですから徹底されてるとは言い難い。そこで私たちが不備のないよう隅から隅まで点検します。すると、
Oops. If that's true, I understand why no one wants to be sent away from the shipyard. I get why my answer is partially correct. It would have been correct if there was only Ame in there. Haven't the guards noticed
気
this?
づいてるのもいるでしょう。まんじりとか。
That must be the sleepy guard I saw earlier. So she's aware, but deliberately overlooking
な
it.
ってしまいますね。
She confirms. Dark Circle knows about the prisoners' rule violations, but chooses to turn a blind eye. It's because you guys are friends?
そうとも言えますが、順序が正確ではないですね。
Which means she's being paid to look the other way. You're bribing her to ignore it. Bro.
おい、どうした？
申し訳ございません。味噌汁でむせました。味噌汁を妙と思い込むことで無理やり飲料プレイさせられる妄想をしていたわけではありません。
What the fuck, Noah? Of all excuses you can think.
さては貴様、味噌汁を尿と思い込むことで無理やり飲料プレイさせられる妄想は今何が
Officer Yamagishi is glitching. Kobayashi sits back down.
言葉選びに気をつけろ。
I'm sorry. I'll be careful. Bringing up violations and bribery at the dining table is reckless. Leaking that information could lead to the failure of her escape plan. I can't forget that my future is hanging by a thread. Anyway. So, you use things that you found in the ships to get better along with the Kanshu.
そういうわけです。
It's hard to believe that a few ame and cigarettes can have that much power.
奇遇ですね。
She doesn't seem willing to reveal more. She's probably challenging me to think about it. I have something in mind. You got someone on the outside too?
それで
And they're hiding things for you in the ships. She laughs.
いいですね。90点です。
Out of 90.
やっぱ80点。私受けてないネタこすられるのムカつくんですよね。
He's hard to please. Typical Sundara character, I guess. Anyway, well, they're both both Shimai are like that. Anyway, she's not denying my theory. It makes sense if you think about it. I already know some Kanshu aren't against some extra cash, and she says she's bribing them with things she gets from the ships. In that case, it's not crazy to assume that there's money or something equally valuable being hidden on board. There's no way that money could just find its way in. She must have someone working with her behind the scenes.
そういうこと、やってるやつはやってます。私に限った話じゃなく。
And the Kanshu? Don't know about that either?
収めるものを収めていれば。
So others are bribing the Kanshu as well. Which means she's not the only one on good terms with them. Now I understand why the atmosphere in the shipyard is more relaxed. It might not be true for everyone, but the Kanshu there are close with the inmates. No matter how much they try to hide it, the atmosphere says it all. But if you have someone on the outside, let's say you really want a fidget spinner.
しません。
Yeah, but as an example, would it be possible for a fidget spinner to accidentally find its way onto a ship?
まあ、そういうこともあり得るかもしれません。そんなもん欲しがりませんが。
So she can get what she wants. We can smuggle in things we need to escape. Meaning that even Kugitani-san can be obtained that way. Actually, we still don't know how Kugitani-san gets whatever he gets. My chances of escaping just got bumped up. Is it Guzen that you were transferred there after the laundry room?
ええ、たまたまです。小型船舶1級と整備の資格を偶然持っていたもので。
Just a little Guzen, huh? What a Guzen. Kurabayashi is on another level. So she's not just talking about escaping. She already has a clear plan in mind. And getting licenses is also part of her keikaku. When did she start planning all this? You're... すごい。
すごくなんてありません。最後に成し遂げられなければ何もしていないのと同じです。私はそのためだけにここに来てるんですから。
To get her Onechan, I guess.
ここはマジでひどい場所です。
I walk alongside her on the yard. I deliberately keep my distance to avoid any trouble. Not that it's necessary. It's very loud, and there's a lot of people around.
姉はこんなところにいるべきじゃない。
Bro, I'm already 1 hour and 30 minutes. What the hell am I doing? I should be sleeping now. The Kanshu? Sorry, Kanshu.
はい。あの素晴らしい姉にこの薄汚いプリズン。似合わないにも程があるでしょ。
I wonder.
どうもこうもないですが。
It does fit the role.
多彩だからですよ。何をやらせても様になってしまうんです。
I don't think she would be good looking while pooping.
うんこをさせても様になりますが。
I wouldn't want to know, guys. Everyone has their illusions. That's hers. Okay, we get it. She's a Siscon. A moment ago, I was full of respect for her. Now, she's dropping the idea that her Onechan will look good while taking an unko. Life is nothing but, if not, full of surprises.
今の姉が幸せそうに見えますか？
Not particularly.
それが全部です。私の姉は幸せでなければならない人だから、こんな場所に置いてはおけない。
That I can understand. I want to escape because my feelings will never be acknowledged here. Anyone can see that Sovereign isn't leading a decent life just by looking at the bags under her eyes. I know she's going through a lot of work. 例えば when she wet herself in the coal mine, or got forced to record voice act for some reason. Voice acting. Or when she was ordered to monitor me after I got out of solitary. Am I the reason for all this?
どうしました？
I might be the responsible for her misfortune.
違います。
Kurabayashi.
うぬぼれるな。
Kurabayashi.
お前なんかが来るより前から姉はずっと不幸なんです。プリズンは腐っているから。一部の古いやつを除けば懲役は例外なく卑しい性犯罪者。刑務官はそんな輩に買収される。僧侶枠以下のエフラン刑務所。
You're a sex offender too, and you're involved in bribery.
業に行っては業に従え。腐った場所で生き抜くコツは腐った手法に頼ることです。
By the way, I'm not surprised if the reason she's in prison is because she deliberately did that so she could get Sophia away. I mean, she deliberately put herself in prison for this shit.
それから他の犯罪者どもと一緒くたにはしないでもらいたいですね。私が捕まったのはあくまでここに来るためですから。
There you go. So, the voyeurism was just a way to come here.
他人の秘め事を覗き見たかったからですよ。面白いじゃないですか。物次第では金にもなりますし。
Oh, she actually is a voyeur.
けど、 違法行為を働いてても気づいてもらわないことには無所に入れないじゃないですか。だから準備がほどほどに終わったところでボロを出して捕まったんです。
Okay, still her. She still did it out of her own volition. I see. So she was already in volunteerism. Or I like how that's his concern. But yeah, she is. She's still a 1 year. She purposely did a bad job to get caught. How about the funds for bribery?
察しの通り、基本的には盗撮で稼いだ金です。
Mostly.
他にもインターネットでいろいろ消毒も兼ねて適当な仮想通貨に突っ込んだりもしましたね。いかんせん振るいませんでしたが。
Jesus Christ, Noah. Even with that, she seems to have plenty. Those kinds of funds would be seized upon conviction, but she has a way to access them. I guess she had taken preemptive measures, since getting in prison was part of her keikaku. The more I hear about it, the more impressed I am. You really look up to her, huh?
姉のためです。これくらいのこと当然でしょ。
It is?
そういうもの。
Apparently it is.
なんとしても姉をここから連れ出さないと。
She looks determined. What a devoted Imoto. There's one thing I don't understand. What's her situation?
はい。
The Kanshou is not a prisoner. If she wants to leave, she could just quit. Kurobayashi knows that, of course. If that were possible, there would be no reason for her to take such a risk. Which means there's something keeping her in here. She walks away. There's no one around. It's not about keeping the secret.
お前、
She says without looking at
こ
me.
こを出る手立てはすでに考えています。そのために何をやるべきかも分かってる。出た後の船なんて入所前に手を打ってある。
Wow.
つまりお前は出ることだけを考えてさえいればいい。お前が外に出たいことと姉の事情と何か関係がありますか？
Maybe not.
断定的にないんです。姉のことは1から10まで私が担う。平穏無事で出たいんだったら詮索なんてしないことです。
Okay. I'll stop. Can I just ask one more thing?
まともなことなら
Can we use the Kanshou's influence to escape?
できないと考えてください。
Wakatta. Things would be easier if suffering was involved. But I guess it's not that simple. And her reason for not quitting this job must play a part. Can I ask one more question?
数が数えらんないんですか？
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, Roku.
それくらい私も数えられますけどね。で、
I'll leave the Kanshou to you. What should I do?
独房を調べてください。
Whose?
お前のです。壁や床、ベッドの下から便器の中まで。とにかく思いつくところを徹底的に。
I'll look into it. If we're going to be thorough, should I drink the toilet water too?
ダメはしませんが私だったら絶対しません。
I'll try it when I go out of places to investigate. He still considered it. But does that mean there's something inside my cell? Well, I think there is.
おい、取ってもらえるか。
A baseball hits my foot.
では、
As I reach for the ball, Kurobayashi continues ahead. As she leaves,
下手を打ったら切り捨てますから。仲間だなんて勘違いしないでくださいね。
typical Tsundere. She leaves before I can answer.
よう悪いな、邪魔したか。
Nah, I just got rejected.
そりゃよかった。
Kugitani-san grabs the ball, smiling.
脱獄にでも誘ってたのか？
This guy, bro, this guy. Something like that.
そりゃ振られるさ。
I did try to tell her about the charms of the outside world, but
説明されなくっても知ってるだろ。
that's true. I avoid the topic. My situation is different than before, now that I'm part of Keikaku. Oh yeah, I mean he did technically talk to Kugitani-san about escaping. Even if Kugitani-san is an ally, I have to watch my mouth around him.
難しい顔だな。
I was thinking about what you said.
何を言ったかな。
That the easy way out of here was to earn it.
ああ、 言ったかもしれないな。
Escaping sounds hard.
そうだな、難しい。しかし嫌に諦めが早いじゃないか。お前さんは目的のためなら何だってすると思ってたがね。
I still want to get out, but escaping might not be the way. If there is a safer method, there's no need for me to stick to impossible plans.
なるほどな。ああ、そりゃ確かにお前さんらしい。
If we're willing to get me a hand, though, I might put the escape back on the table too.
そう言ってくれるのは嬉しいがね、残念ながら返事はノーだ。
I'm glad he understands me.
この年で終われの身なんて考えただけで足腰が痛くなってくる。警察だってこんなじいさんを追っかけたくはないだろう。
I'm sure someone would be up for it.
なおさら追っかけられたくないな。
That makes
無
sense.
所暮らしが長くなると何に対しても諦めが良くなっちまうんだ。今さら何かやってやろうって気にはなかなかなれない。
Is that so?
全員が全員ってわけじゃないがね、そういう傾向があるのは確かだ。
It's no surprise that people lose their will after being treated like scum by the Kanchu for so long. Behaving and quietly biding my time sounds like the easiest option. I feel like I'm becoming more familiar with the system.
模範囚なら待遇もいくらかマシになる。看守の付けが良くなれば相関係数だって引き下げてもらえるだろう。
The passion I felt while making the game might completely disappear if I spend too much time in here. What's the trick to becoming a model prisoner? I don't want to forget how I felt back
お
then.
前さんの場合、ひとまず目立つ真似を避けるとこからだな。
That's why. I'll be careful. I'm going to escape this place. Walls, floor, bed, under the bed, and even the toilet, just in case. I check every corner, even the bars, but I can't find anything special.
天井はどうだ、修一郎。
I don't see anything weird. I would touch it, but I can't reach it.
そうか。独房に一体何があるんだと思う？
Something that could help me escape. I guess. Kurobayashi only thinks about the keikaku. There has to be something in here.
何かか。果たしてそれは何なんだろうな。
I don't know. A hidden door?
隠れているという方向なら、どこかに道具が埋まっている可能性も考えられるな。
That's possible. I heard about a guy who had part of the floor set to come off so he can hide the radio in there. It would be a little bit too convenient to have something like that in my cell. But if she says so...
しかし、壁や床の手触りに特別違和感はなかっただろう、修一郎。
No. I knew it. It's in the toilet.
いよいよとなったらな。その前に、手じゃなく私を使ってみるのはどうだろう。
What a great suggestion! While fingers have numerous nerves connected to in them, dicks have very unique sensitivity. I might be able to find something hidden if I use my cock to search. Let's try it. What a lucky day! I unbutton my crotch, and I start rubbing it against the wall. Himeru! A furious voice echoes from outside the cell. Looks like we got someone's attention.
何をしている0720番。
It seems like I was noticed.
何してるのかと聞いている。
First, let's assess the situation. I have my back to the iron walls, with my schlong pressed against the wall. Luckily, Officer Yamagishi can't see my cock from behind, so she hasn't noticed that it's out yet. As she does, I'm fucked. If I try to put the bottoms back on and she notices my hand around that area, she'll hit the alarm for sure. I had to find an excuse not to move. I got stuck to the wall somehow, but I was definitely not fantasizing about a big ass sticking out of the wall and trying to pleasure myself.
さては壁から女のデカ尻だけが出ている様を妄想し壁をなしようとしているな。
It doesn't work as well as it did for Kurobayashi.
バカが刑務官に同じ技は二度も通用しないんだよ。
Wait, did she say it twice? She must have trained to avoid this from happening again after last
い
time.
つまでケツを向けている気だ。さてはこの私に後ろから侵されたいという願望を表現しているのか。男は背中で語るってのは全部そういう意味なんだな。
At this point, there's no avoiding punishment, but turning around would only aggravate the situation. I had no other choice than to resolve this from behind. This is my creed.
競技壁尻の幻覚で変態懲役同士競っているのかお尻に出した子一等賞か
Not greed. Religious creed.
宗教だと
There's a devout inmate at my job. After hearing his story, I was deeply moved and decided to convert.
それと壁にくっついていることと何の関係がある
All believers stick themselves to the wall before going to bed.
どうして
I don't know. But I can't say that. If I show any weakness, she'll use it against me. I must find a rational explanation. Think. Kangaira. If I can't get through this, how can I expect to get through the prison walls? I got this. The Lord gives us trials. And trials are, in essence, kabe. Sumari, the Lord's divine will resides within these walls. By clinging to the cold walls and imparting warmth, we offer prayers to the Lord. I feel her gaze on my clenched ass. So, does it work?
そうかよ
It works. I've overcome her trial. I'm a tensai. There's a freedom of faith even within the prison walls. A guard cannot deny my religious rights. The reason is quite simple. Things could go south for the prison. If it became known outside, they could deny people their right to pray.
ここには宗教詐欺で捕まった性犯罪者も少なくないその手のカルトじゃないだろうな
You mean like Hannah Married? Anyway, no. It's a respectable religion.
なんという宗教だ
A respectable one.
だから何教かと聞いている
Respectableism.
立派な宗教
Hi. Huh? Wait. Don't tell me. You don't know about respectableism?
ご存知あるが私は山岸ヒメルだぞ社会人常識マナー検定2級知らないはずがあってたまるか
Alright, Shikaiju. Jesus Christ, Himeru. Why do you do this to yourself? Good. In that case, you can understand, right? She doesn't look happy about this.
すがったところで性犯罪者のゴミくずに救いがあるとは思わないかな
She finally leaves after that sharp remark. I took everything back in.
危なかったな、修一郎。
Yeah, a bit too close.
しかしいい起点だった。よくとっさにあんなホラーを思いつく。
Well, you know, Himeru is actually a dumbass. Alright, let's see what he thinks. I can't afford to get on Kurubayashi's bad side. I need her to escape. If I fuck up, she'll cut me off.
調査は消灯してからの方がいいかもしれない。
Yeah, I agree. We didn't find anything, but we managed to avoid the worst case scenario. I sit against the cold wall. The wall cools down my shaved head. I feel something
どう
weird.
した、修一郎。
I don't know. Something strange. There's something off about this wall. I can't pinpoint it, but I feel something in there. Around here. I curiously touch it with my hand. I don't feel anything. I don't feel anything with my hand. I lean back against the wall. Yeah. There's something weird. Even when I check the other places, I can't find a similar feeling elsewhere. There's something special about this spot. What is it? I place my ear against the wall. I focus and listen closely to the inside of the wall. I can hear a faint noise. It's like the wall is
修
breathing.
一郎、もしかして。
Yeah. Machigai nai. We're both convinced. There's a hollow space between this wall.
Atari desu ne, soitsu wa.
Wait, you know what? I'm gonna call it in because I was waiting for like some sort of special CG from Software or some shit, but it looks like it's gonna take a while. This is the start of Noah's Wrath. I don't know if I'm gonna be uploading tomorrow. I gotta lock in at work, but if somehow I'll upload tomorrow, all right, I'll upload or Thursday. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and I'll see you guys on the next upload. Ciao.
Ame no oto ga mado tataku ベッドの中で